over to get themselves to play their best. This is going to be a lot of fun.
Parris Todd, our first server of the match, their first meeting in a final, fourth of their careers. Todd will take the early return miss and open up the scoring on her side. They met in 2 semifinals, but never in a final.
1-0.
Nice approach for Todd. Goes to the corner, closes to the kitchen. 2-0 lead in game 1, best 2 out of 3.
And if that's going to be her mentality here, I actually like that.
2-0.
Kaitlyn can't come in if you get there first.
Kaitlyn tries to take the net first, to your point there, Dave.
And the ladies, unlike the dudes we'll see later, are more selective on coming in directly. That's why serving well for Parris is going to be important. It's obviously doing great with that 3-0 start here.
Nice, Parris Todd with the 1-2 punch. Closing sequence down the line on that backhand side, as you warned us about.
Yeah, so that's one of those where Kaitlyn may need to just keep feathering that to the forehand. Again, a good shot, but you saw how great the Tui is right there.
And that's why you want to avoid Kaitlyn Christian getting to the net. She's powerful there with that new Flamingo paddle, our title sponsor of this event.
Yes, Flemings love flamingos too.
0-4.
It's a great start for Parris. And that should be a pattern we see a ton right there. Hammer the serve. You see the Happy Gilmore really stepping into it with Kaitlyn. Talked to her a lot about that. She really wants to put pressure on her opponent by depth of serve with some spin.
74-28 career record too for Kaitlyn Christian.
A little more low to high, please.
And a service warning for Kaitlyn Christian.
Diane is on it. Okay.
Service warning. 1-4.
That's a beautiful sequence for Kaitlyn Christian.
I mean, Parris hit some beautiful shots there that were dipping, and that volley to get the winner is spectacular. And Kaitlyn has taken a lot of swing out of her volleys as well, Michelle. I think she probably got a lot of coaching to
2-4.
Don't hit your tennis volleys, but that doesn't mean big swing. So she's got that paddle out in front. And now you have to wonder, is she thinking about her serve just a little bit because she's gotten that warning here early, hits that one into the net. So something we will track to see if she loses the ferocity of her serve, which has been very good and part of why she keeps getting to Sunday.
Overcooked the volley. Parris Todd takes another. Parris Todd has the 2-1 edge in the head-to-head battle. Mentioned those semifinals. The semifinal and the final PPA finals in December was one of those meetings, as well as in Austin, Texas in March when Christian made her way to the final. Nice cross-court angle, heavy pass from Parris Todd.
So if that starts happening, then Kaitlyn's going to be like, oh, no, because that is a beautiful ball. And a lot of newer players to singles pickleball try and just hit it through people, but you can get it on the ground past people, too, if you use spin. So Parris Todd is on it here so far.
It's Annalie Waters-esque in that fadeaway cross-court. Topspin pass, and at the bench of Parris Todd is Hunter Johnson. He's under a towel. You can't really see him above that trophy there. And Kaitlyn Christian tucks her way underneath a towel. It's part of her mental game. You mentioned she's a big player of routine, but there's Hunter Johnson giving his advice to Parris Todd as he awaits his men's singles final matchup against Christian Elshon to conclude our coverage today. And also, Super Bowl Sunday,
Yes.
It's a big day for these two, making their debut in a Super Bowl commercial for Michelob Ultra.
15 seconds.
It's awesome. I mean, it's
timeout.
great for these two, and it is great for our sport that so many are going to see pickleball. And there we have it. We got Jaume Martinez-Vick in there, as well as Emily Cedarquist. Those Atlanta bouncers, you know, they're tied into that whole brand scene with Michelob Ultra, and to pull this off with all those other superstars in it, can't wait to see it later today.
Catherine O'Hara and Willem Dafoe made for a mean combination.
They look unstoppable.
They do. I thought that commercial was very, very humorous, because how many times can everyone say that they've lost to what they feel is a lesser athlete than them in the sport?
7-2.
Yeah, I love the way pickleball is portrayed, and it's fantastic. Just destroying that one cross court. Yes. And one final note, just seeing Jaume Martinez-Vick carrying around a cooler of beers to hit the team that vanquished him is fantastic. Parris Todd is playing at the height of her powers here, Michelle. Man, and Kaitlyn is not sure what to do with the return. That one, she tried to take up the line again. And I love that Parris has a great lead, is not going to rush. Going to play her way. She's going to stare a hole through that video board. That's an intense athlete.
It's a heavy approach for Parris Todd. A lot of velocity behind that backhand.
Game point.
Game point quickly for Parris Todd.
10-2.
And she'll take it with a heavy serve. 11-2. Parris Todd is one game away from clinching gold. It would be her first in a couple of years. We're going to step aside for just a moment. Game 2 coming up next. Will Parris Todd be crowned a champion, or will Kaitlyn Christian rally to push it to 3?
Hey, I'm Ben Johns, and I've got quick hands.
I'm Deckel Barr, and I like to hit hard.
I'm Anna Bright, and I like to speed it up.
I'm Colin Johns, and I have fast reflexes.
You might want these.
You know what? You're gonna need these.
You're gonna need these.
You're gonna need these. Actually, no, these are mine. Go get your own.
She pushed Kaitlyn Christian in the singles final down in Australia, but just Kaitlyn has played 4 events. Annalee has played 1. It was a major, and she won it. So let's just be aware that she's had a total of 2,000 points available to her, and she got all 2,000.
Nice volley from Kaitlyn Christian. If I'm Kaitlyn Christian, I'm saying, well, you know what? I can say that I was #1 in the race for
100%.
However many weeks this lasts.
And it'll last 2 more for sure. Right now, she needs to worry about getting her level to match Parris's. First baseline rally.
That's so good. Kaitlyn Christian trying to regain her control of the match. What would you like to see adjustment-wise outside of the unforced errors that we saw from Kaitlyn Christian in Game 1?
Don't try and be so perfect with the returns. We saw a few of those missed, and you know, just believe. And if I'm over there, I'm like, there's no way Parris can maintain this level, so I just need to put a little pressure on her.
Pressure indeed.
And not get away. I know Parris hit a couple of nice.
0-1.
And a beauty.
We did not see her use one of her most effective shots until right there as well. So, because if you just hit volleys back along the baseline, guess what? The ladies move amazing side to side. You're just feeding another great ground stroke. And huge serve, got exactly what she wanted and then didn't make it. And I'd love to see that pulled into the forehand corner.
0-1. Point.
This is when you're the passer. When you've hit great passing shots early in the match, then your opponent thinks they have to hit these terrific returns, and you get freebies. It's cumulative.
Side out.
Parris Todd gives it right back, trying to test the baseline. Depth is so key in singles. We talk about it a lot, but especially on these courts, bit slicker.
Yes.
Ball doesn't bounce up as high. Wow, what a shot from Todd. That was a ball she maybe could have taken out of the air, decides to let it bounce, curls it over the net.
Yeah, a lot of players would have done exactly what you described there.
Lee especially.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, and all the fellas would have been flying forward. And a lot of, as you learn singles, you should do that unless you have that weapon of the two-handed backhand. Doesn't make good contact there at all, though. So Kaitlyn, as far as, okay, we've played a few minutes and it's even. That's good mentally for her as well. She's just got to get some momentum. Oh, a little cut.
Nice. Todd lines it up, drives it down the line.
Hardest shot to hit in all of pickleball is the backhand down the line in singles, and your footwork has to be impeccable to get there. And again, you go to that side of Parris's body at your own risk.
Point.
And great big looping topspin serve there, and Parris has been doing that as well. Will really crack a few and then put a little height and take a pace off, and that's harder for the return because we talk about how you want to get that deep, but if you're not getting the same ball every time, it's hard to judge.
That's a great point.
Man, the one before that's the one that Parris should be more disappointed in because the return wasn't great.
1-2.
Oh, knifing volley just wide for Kaitlyn Christian.
And I love this cut serve she's hitting because it'll run Parris off the court. Then the forehand is wide open for your approach shot to come in. I mean, she got exactly what she wanted there. Just didn't make her patented drop volley.
Oh, wide open court. Goes into the net. That sun in the face of Kaitlyn Christian on that side is a very tough element to manage. We've seen it all weekend long.
And make them hit another ball. Parris did not give up. She never does. And throw up a defensive lob and try and live to fight another day, and gets an error.
Yeah, one of those matches that comes to mind to describe the fight was that match in Minnesota where she was down and out of the match until she wasn't. Nice. Todd finds the open corner. Not easy to pass from that point in the court either.
But Kaitlyn has seen that rocket go down the line, so took a jab step that way.
Timeout receiver, 4-1.
Kaitlyn is not in a tournament for both ladies, and Kaitlyn Christian has got to get it going now. Better returns and smarter volleys.
Oh.
Wow.
It's still,
Parris.
Oh.
Side out.
Wow. Great defensive pursuit. Christian gets the ball back, choosing to return to Parris's backhand side, but then gain leverage as she closed to the kitchen.
Wow, just didn't hit that with any authority, sort of guided it. I mean, rope that into the forehand corner and you're in really good shape because, again, the serve was terrific. So whatever baggage from that call in game one is long gone.
Wow, line drive. Oh, the call was out from Kaitlyn Christian. Parris Todd will challenge.
When the world sleeps, greatness rises. And while others dream of the next level, we chase it. Challenging every limit, turning obstacles into stepping stones. Because the next level isn't just handed to you. It's earned. Go next level with 6-0 Pickleball.
5-1.
Just way too overhead.
Point.
Another deep looping serve. And we got a paddle switch out. We saw that earlier. Tyra did that again. If you don't feel like you're hitting it clean, and it can go either way, you feel like you have too much lead on it, so it's heavier and hitting through more, so maybe you go to lighter, or you feel like you're not controlling
6-1.
it as well and want it to be a little heavier. So not sure which way, but that's the decision. Man, just another miss.
Point.
And this is where Parris has just got to stay focused, and there's no one better at doing that. Stay in the moment. She's going to go through that routine you just saw, and Kaitlyn is in big trouble.
Clobbered the put away. Parris Todd at peak performance with gold on her mind.
Eight, 1. Point.
Missed return and said consequences about that technical warning or otherwise mounting on the side of Kaitlyn Christian. And I would have to think jet lag a part of it too with this.
All of it could be, and now she's lost her forehand. I mean, there was a
9-1.
babied third earlier, and now two sprayed deep and one in the net.
Oh, almost got there.
Side out.
What a play from Todd and Kaitlyn Christian, showing a spark of excellence on her side as well.
And if you want to know why she's been making all these finals, it's that.
Yeah.
And then that short angled
1-9.
half drop shot, half, volley to put them in trouble has been so effective for her. Gets another one there. Unbelievable movement. I mean, one of the best athletes, if not the best athlete of all the ladies. Just the ability to be able to cover cross court when you return down the line like that and to go charging forward was terrific.
2-9.
Christian, one of the Proton sponsored athlete, playing with that Project Flamingo paddle.
You're just,
Nice.
you're just
Side out.
asking for it again. No conviction with the approach, middle of the box there, and Parris will happily rope that. So many choices she chooses to go cross court.
9-2.
Great decision making on
Side out.
both sides. John thought it was coming back down the line. Instead, Christian went back cross court like Todd did a moment ago before that.
Yeah, you usually see more of those types of points with the fellas in the little cat and mouse. Not that Parris got all the way there, but the ball off the tape sort of created that. Oh, she's going back.
2-9.
This is a serve that Kaitlyn went for, so she's going to try and loop Parris off the court to the right. And I love that.
Point.
That's a simple tip for amateur players. Don't stand and serve from the same spot every time. You have the whole width of that. And if you go wide right, you can, if you put side spin and top spin on it, get Kaitlyn to push Parris off to the right, because then Parris is going to come charging
3-9.
back thinking you're going to hit a backhand, and that can expose the forehand.
Another shifty serve from Christian. Todd commits to her passing
Side out.
shots, and it works.
I mean, every chance she has had, she is making. And you expect them to make a lot of them, but all of them? I mean, just tremendous level today
9-3.
from Parris Todd.
Point.
Man alive. And if Parris is able to get this done, it has been a tough morning for Christians so far.
Christians across the board, championship point, as you mentioned, for Parris Todd. Parris Todd takes home the gold. It's been a long time coming. Her first title in singles since 2022. What a moment.
And what a performance. I mean, that is a dominant scoreline against
Parris Todd, your first gold since 2022, second of your career on the PPA Tour in women's singles. And I know how hard you've been working on and off the courts. How would you describe the significance of this gold?
Oh gosh, feels so good. Thank you so much everyone for coming out. I really appreciate it. I heard everyone cheering for me. Thank you so much. This one's super special. I just want to thank my Lord and Savior Jesus Christ and also Hunter. He's been awesome this entire time, and honestly, when I'm training with him, whenever I play against girls, I never felt like the ball's too big because he hits the ball so hard. It's like every time I go into a match, I feel good and my timing's good, so I'm super happy to come away with this one.
Well, yeah, and what inspired this performance today? This is the best brand of pickleball we have seen you play in your career.
Honestly, this paddle. This Franklin paddle feels so good. I'm hitting the ball so clean, and it's nice to have some pop and some grit, so I'm very happy. Thank you, Franklin.
Well, on an awkward note, Proton, we welcome our title sponsor to the stage now, Charles Darling, who is the wonderful president and founder of Proton, another excellent brand of pickleball.
I don't know anything about that paddle, but I do know that Parris played very, very well today, and training with Hunter certainly doesn't help. I watch you guys over there. That's got to be an unfair advantage, but congrats on behalf of Proton and the PPA Tour. Here's your wonderful trophy. Goodbye.
We'll sneak a flamingo in her hand. Don't worry, Charles. A big congratulations to Parris Todd, claiming gold in the desert. A huge moment and a lot of hard work behind this one, Dave.